right, guys, happy Friday, May 3rd. Excited. I don't know if you have plans this weekend. There's tons of things to be posting content about this weekend. May the 4th be with you. I've heard that the other day. May 4th. You can use that. You don't have to wait until July. It is Cinco de Mayo weekend. There's tons of things going on. So have some fun this weekend. Relax if you have the ability to do so. But people are going to be out this weekend. People are going to be attending open houses. It's going to be a fun weekend. Anytime that there is a holiday that falls on the weekend, and people are out at those open houses in spite of all their friends having fun or parties or cookouts or barbecues at the house, that shows that people are super, super interested and they're still motivated despite. So excited about this weekend, excited about our session today. If you're a guest on the line today, Keelan Chapman, he is a guest from Sacramento. He was referred to us by one of our industry friends. So Keelan, nice to have you on here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being present. And if we were to share with Keelan, Erica, one thing that he can expect from this group today, what can you expect, Erica?
One thing is that you can rely on everybody here on the team, and there's tons of good knowledge. Everybody has some good knowledge to share.
That's right. That's right. Well, good stuff. So, Keelan, I don't know if you're able to throw your camera on. We'd love to see you, love to have you be present. But let's do this. Blessing, it has been a minute. And I'm so glad that you're stationary. Let's get your phone stationary. But I'm so glad that you're here. I know it's been a roller coaster for you the last couple of weeks, but you're here. You're ready to go. So I would love to have you take the group out on the field today on this beautiful Friday morning. So, Blessing, hit them with all of your beautiful words of wisdom. Let's go.
There is a phrase that I know that everyone will hear, that is that when things are rough, you have to give yourself grace. And sometimes you don't always know what that is. And it's okay to not know. It's okay to be in a state of things are falling apart, but things are still good because you have another day. No matter what this business throws at you, no matter what you're going through in life, just truly show up as you are, emotional, messy, but eager to learn. I'll share this with you guys that I found a picture of my dad the day he opened his tax office, and the hope and joy that was on his face is now my motivation. Whatever you need to hold on to keep you going, cherish that. But every single day you have another day to show up as a different person and create the life that you want. So just make it a freaking fabulous Friday. Whatever you've got going on, if you don't have anything for the weekend, you can turn it all around just by showing up and being committed to what drives you. So that's what I have for this morning.
Well, Blessing, and for the people that don't know, unfortunately, Blessing had a loss of her father. I think it was 2 weeks ago. She was actually out door knocking and she got the phone call. And so our hearts go out to you. So sending you positive energy and healing energy to you and your family. And if you need anything, I'm sure myself and all the other people on this call will be there for you as a line of support. So I appreciate you being here. So I'm going to get right into it, you guys. I read a quote and actually it reminded me of what Blessing just said. It said, if you woke up today, then everything else is manageable, right? You woke up today, you have the ability to stand up, to get up, to speak. You have life in your body, so go out there and understand that everything else is manageable, right? Everything else is manageable. So we have an opportunity to live our life to the fullest, and I want you guys to truly, truly embrace that. So I used an audio from Tom Brady on a video that I did the other day, and I want to remind everybody of this audio. I know, Jacob, you had responded to that audio because I think it's really, really powerful. And if there's any kids on the line today, Uncle E cusses once in a while, so forgive me if you do have children on the line. And what he said in this video was, fuck your tired body, fuck your unmotivated mind, get out there and do it anyway. You have to fight yourself. You're not just winning when things are going your way. You got to figure out how to win when things are not going exactly your way. Just say, fuck it. I'm going to beat my mind today, because if I don't beat my mind today and if I decide, oh, I don't feel too good, know who loves that? Your competition. The other person that's going to go and knock on the doors, the other person that's going to go and get that listing or work with that buyer or host that open house, your competition loves that. So you're in a battle right now with yourself to say, how am I going to fight any any disheartening words that I tell myself, like that's a constant battle that we all go through. So fuck your tired body, fuck your unmotivated mind, and get out there and do it anyway. So I want to share that sentiment with you. That hit for me. Hopefully that lands for you guys. I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn it over to you guys. I want to have a full high-level conversation about action today. And I was reminded about that. I made a video while I was driving earlier. And it's just a reminder that if you're talking about success with your friends, or you're talking about people, your success in the office, about what you're going to do, and what you want to have, and what you want to achieve, and where you want to go, well, then how would we know? Like, how would we know? The only way that we know is because of your actions, and your actions are loud, right? They're loud because the more you talk about success and you're not doing shit to support the success, people are just going to stop listening to you. They're going to tune you out because all they're hearing is this. It is the boyfriend that said he's going to change, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, but he still goes out every night and drinks and is a womanizer. All it is fucking talk because it's not backed up with some actual action. And I say that because that was me at one time in my life. So when we talk about action, when we talk about moving our business forward, stop talking. Stop talking. I love you guys. I want to see everyone succeed based on the actions that they're taking. And that shit, that says everything that you need to say. So if you're committed to your success, if you're committed to it, all of your actions are going to be so loud that you don't have to say a damn thing. You don't have to say a damn thing. Wow, I saw you out there door knocking. I saw your 17 fucking videos that you posted last month. I saw you posted 3 videos before I even got my ass out of bed this morning. I see you. I saw that all your stories, they were so small, looked like little dots. I see you out there documenting the journey. So that's my sentiment for today. Get out of your own way. Take action and allow your actions to speak way louder than your words. And so I'm going to turn this over to you guys. I want to get a high-level conversation going. I need 5 people in the queue, and here's what I want to hear. What action did you take this week? What were the results? What's working for you? Talk to me about the action because I'm seeing it. I'm reposting what you guys are doing. I can pull out a couple names right here, but I'm just hoping that they just raise their hand on their own. So who wants to share with me the action that they've taken this week and the results of that action? Who wants to go first? And please do not leave me hanging. You guys, this is Keep It Moving group coaching where we get involved in this conversation. So I'm going to pause. I got 1 person. Now I got 2 people. I need 3 more people to get involved in this conversation. I got 3. Going forward, I got 4, I got 5. All right, cool. We're ready to go. That's what's up, you guys. Thank you for truly keeping it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Let's go, Demian Bledsoe. Let's hear from you, big dog.
Good morning. Good morning. I met this couple buyer clients in February. They really like this unit in Mission Bay in San Francisco. They were very sure that they would qualify financially to buy this unit, and they were turned out they were about $300,000 off once I got them over to the lender, and even got a second opinion on their finances. They were very far off. I think it bruised their ego a little bit, so they took a little time away. But I had them in Real Scout, kept seeing them looking over time, so I'm hitting them up every other week, and just asking them if they wanted to get back out. Last week, they identified another property. So this Tuesday, we went and looked at another one, and it needed a bunch of repairs, and it's $800,000, and it seems more in their price range. Got them over to the lender again, and he says we still can't make it work. I can only get them at $700,000 because of the $1,000 HOA. And there was another lender that I met in the process with the first unit that said she could qualify them off of 1 year. And so this morning at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm on the phone with that lender because offers were due on Tuesday for this $800,000 condo. But all that to say, to your point, is that you got to keep working at these things to make it work. Like, I didn't want to say the tagline, but you got to work until it works. And I'm still at this moment, whatever it is, 8:45, still waiting on an answer from this second lender on whether they can qualify for this $800,000 to get the units that they really want. But again, just working diligently to get my clients into what they want. and not stopping once you get that first no, because yeah, you might get a no on that first knock, but on another door, you might get the yes. So you just got to keep knocking.
Yeah, absolutely love this. And you know who appreciates that? Your client's going to appreciate how creative you're being, how flexible you're being, and how patient you're being based on their circumstances, and knowing that they still have a dream to be homeowners, and you're not letting that go, and you're going to work your ass off until that becomes a reality for them. So fingers crossed, bro. I'm looking forward to hearing the good news, and hopefully that this works out for them with the new lender. So fingers crossed to you. Love it. We're going to go Natalie, then Erica, you will be on deck. And then Ophelia, I have some questions for you, so don't go too far. Ophelia Vargas, I have some questions for you. So Natalie, and then Erica, you're on deck. Let's go, Natalie.
Okay, so I finally got my super key last week. So I toured 3 homes and made 4 reels with that content that I was able to create. And I'm surprised how fast I was able to record everything. It took me like 2 hours to go through 3 homes, and so it doesn't take very long, you know? And then I've just dialed in my scripts, and I'm feeling ready to actually like prospect finally. So getting there, you know?
Yes, I love it. I love it. At the end of the day, that's the game that we're in, right? Here's what solves every single problem that any of you face on this call, right? Any problem. And I'll tell you from our company side, the problems that we have as a company when we're looking at a P&L statement, when we're thinking about growth, when we're thinking about attrition, like the challenge that we have and the way that that challenge is fixed is by constantly, attracting people into our environment, right? Because we understand people will leave the company. So it's the same thing for you guys. The number one thing that fixes all ailments in your business is lead generation. I promise you. You take away everything. You can have shit systems, right? And they're still developing, but if your lead generation is at a high level, you'll start to figure out your systems. Every single challenge that you face in this business is going to be around lead generation. So if you can put yourself in a position to talk to more people, have more conversations, what you're going to start to do is you're going to get into a rhythm of what to say, how to say it. You're going to build your systems out, but lead generation solves all problems. So Natalie, I love that for you. Good stuff. Let's go Erica, and then we'll put Janice on deck, and then we'll keep cruising through the other names and other hands up. So thank you guys for participating at a high level today. Let's go, Erica, and welcome back. First and foremost, where did you go in Mexico?
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm happy to be back. So I went to 3 different places in Mexico. I started off in Guadalajara. That's where my son's family, his dad's family is from. So it's always a great time to be there. Very like peaceful vibes. I got to watch the sunset on the last day, and I took a little time lapse, but I'll be sharing that later. And then we took a plane to Cabo, and then we went to Tepatitlan, and where we went to some fiestas and their county fair, which was so fun. We were dancing, we were drinking, meeting new people. The very small amount of Spanish I know I used, and I got by. So Spanish still in the working though. But it was very fun. That contributes to one of my actions as well. When I was in Tepatitlan, it was more of like a ranch pueblo vibe, but all like the architecture of the homes there were so beautiful. Everything was just so mellow, peaceful, and I got to see how different their routine is from ours. Like in the United States, kind of just go, driving everywhere. But when I was in Tepa, I just kind of saw like everybody has their own stores. They're kind of like self-efficient, where their chickens lay their eggs. I was shocked because they don't put eggs in the fridge. I was like, wait a minute. When I leave my eggs out here for like even a few hours, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not eating that anymore because it's probably like rotten. But when I was there in the little stores, they just had their eggs out. So that was a huge difference. But just walking around, viewing the architecture of the homes, and even in our Airbnb, the layout is so different, but everything just makes sense. Like, I really enjoyed hand washing my clothes and putting them on the dry line, because it just made me feel so like self-efficient. There was no washing machine, so I did everything by hand. But that's one of my actions. I was making content, viewing homes, and it just really inspired me to come back to the States and look at some of these homes and see how some of these homes have, you know, like Mexican vibes, you know, and I was just really here for it. And there's still a lot of content that I need to release, just need to work on that. But even a few weeks ago, Vera is so funny. That's true. Don't leave store-bought eggs out because they'll go rotten. But a few weeks before I went to my trip, I connected with one of my mom's coworkers, and she is looking to list her condo here in Union City. So she said she needed some time to, you know, talk to her husband and think about what her moves are to potentially list her home, but she didn't have the down payment to put down for another home. So that's my duty to reach out to some lenders and build a relationship and see what her options were to, you know, list her home, but also be on the lookout for her new home. So I'm going to follow up with her as we come back. So hopefully listing in the making, and I'm super excited. And hopefully this buyer's event that's happening in Hayward, I'm gonna soak it all in and take it on to my next few weeks out.
I love it. I love it. Here's the thing, and if you haven't traveled, I'm sure many of you have, whenever you go somewhere, you obviously get a different appreciation. You get to slow things down. You get to look at our own life and be like, wow, like we take a lot of things for granted. Some people out there in Mexico and other places that I've been, it's just like they appreciate the smallest things. So really good stuff, Erica. Looking forward to seeing you later. Let's go over to Mark, or sorry, let's go to Janice, and then we'll go Mark. And we'll try to get through all of these questions. So Janice, high level, what's the action that you took this week and what were the results? Let's go.
Okay, so first I have like 3 people that I'm working on trying to get them in contract. Haven't done it yet, but I'm trying. I'm realizing the benefit of social media because one girl that I went to high school with, I posted and she hit me up, she DM'd me and was like, well, why are you posting these homes? Are you a realtor? And I was like, oh yeah, you didn't know? And she was like, no, oh my God, that's so cool. Because me and my boyfriend just spoke 2 weeks ago about wanting to buy a house in Hercules. Like, let's meet up. And so then we went and had lunch. They're not ready yet, but she was super excited that I was a realtor. So I'm hoping that I can stay in their good graces. She wants to hang out again. And then I gave her other information. She was like interested in life insurance. So I told her my life insurance agent, just trying to add value so that she remembers like, oh, she just helps me just because. So that was one. And then I've been just trying to keep it on people's radars. My brother told his girlfriend that I am a realtor and she doesn't have anybody and she's going to be looking for a house soon. So I'm hoping that I can get in her good graces and have her work with me. And then I have another friend. We've been friends since elementary school. He was interested in the Cal Heifer program, but he didn't qualify because he's not a first generation home buyer. And when I told him he didn't qualify, it took the wind out of his sails. And so then I've been meeting with lenders. I met with one last Friday. I have another meeting with another one on Monday and another one on Tuesday. So I've just been learning more about like loan programs and things that are offered. And so I texted him yesterday and was like, hey, I know you were interested in Cal Heifer and you didn't qualify, but I'm not sure exactly why that took the wind out of your sails, but I'm assuming it has something to do with down payment. But there's a lot of down payment assistance. And I'm sure I can find a way to get you down payment assistance if that's the issue. So let's connect. I can connect you with a lender or we can talk. And he was like, oh, I just landed in Dubai. But when I get back, I would love to talk to you about that and figure that out. And so I was like, yay, I might have 3, hopefully, potential clients. I just got to keep everybody happy. So I'm excited because it's working. And I met one of the loan officers I'm going to talk to on Broker's Tour yesterday. And so it was really cool.
Yeah, check that out. What Cortez put in the chat, over 2,000 down payment assistance programs. But a couple things that I heard from you is that, you know, there's people that didn't know that you were a realtor that are realizing that you're a realtor. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise, right? The people that know us, like us, love us, trust us, the people that are in our world, they should know exactly what we do and how we can serve them. And we're open for the referrals. We're also open to helping them. And so I'm glad that you're gaining more visibility and people are seeing that. And I'll say that until I'm blue in the face. You guys need to own that visibility. And so good stuff, Janice. Let's go to Mark, and then I'm going to put Sierra on deck. So Mark, Sierra, you're up next.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Perfect. So I just wanted to do a quick story. So I met a client in the beginning of March, and she came to me basically saying she got denied by 3 lenders. She actually lost her deposit when she went into contract, lost $5,000. And I looked at her loan. I looked at her credit. She had a 530 credit score. She only had $2,000 in her account. And anyways, as of yesterday, we closed escrow with this family. We were able to get her credit score up to a 666. We were able to get $10,000 grant from CAR, got the down payment assistance program on top of that, plus a $2,000 grant from Fannie Mae. So, you know, my action I'm basically talking about is most lenders would have probably just given up saying, no way, we can't approve you. I mean, 3 lenders, this client went to 3 different lenders, but she was so adamant of buying a house. And at the end of the day, they worked really hard. I gave them the instructions on what to do, and they followed it. And look, they closed on their first house in Sassoon, actually. So never give up. Even though, you know, somebody goes in front of you and say, you know, says they want to buy a house, and you look at their information like, man, it's going to be a tough one. Find that right lender, because that lender will actually do what they can to make sure that that deal works. Off my soapbox.
Beautiful. I love it, Mark, and I appreciate the update. And that should give everyone on this call some hope that even if they're in a challenging situation, similar to what Damian's client was, you know, their situation, you know, there's opportunities out there. So good stuff, Mark. I'm going to have you lower your hand. Let's go Sierra, and Samantha, you are on deck, and then we'll go Cynthia after that, and then come to Joanne. So let's go Sierra. What action did you take, and what were the results? Let's go.
Okay. Good morning, you guys. So I usually door knock before an open house. This last weekend, I door knocked with Ilona, and we met this wonderful man who's from the Philippines. He came to our open house. He brought family with him, and we ended up with a mini buyer's consult during the open house because it was slow enough to do that, which was fantastic. So sat down with our computers, showed them comps, talked about, they specifically are foreigners, so we talked about their process and getting a loan and what that looked like. And I had Stephanie on the phone, you know, I'm texting her questions, so that was really great. And she's not quite ready yet, but that's okay. Like, that practice, that flow of door knocking, then, you know, being able to do a buyer's consult at the open house, that was exactly what I was talking about last week, wanting to do. Another thing is that Otis and I had put in an offer for a client at the same community that I actually just closed on, and his offer wasn't accepted, but he was next in line. And 3 weeks later, that contract fell out, and we're possibly back in contract. So that's very exciting. It just means don't give up hope. You know, this client is super excited to have an opportunity to buy this home again. And I'm going to work diligently on making sure that he can get a loan, because that condo is really hard to fund. You need a private loan, private funding. So just exciting. I did not expect that one to land back in our lap. I thought it was a goner. It'd been so long, and he's super pumped. I'm pumped for him, you know? So yeah, good stuff.
You guys, I want you to see what just happened in the chat down below when Sierra was talking. I give kudos to everybody, but you know, there's just something that you've heard this time and time again, that your energy speaks. Like, you can feel someone's energy, you can feel their excitement, you can feel their confidence, you can feel like how well they see this business and see themselves in this business. And it's just really, really clear. Like, hey, you guys, if you're not door knocking, listen, it's hard at first, but then you start to get in a rhythm and then you start to like it and then good things start to come from it. So Sierra, great job. Way to take massive action. Let's go Samantha, Cynthia, you're on deck. We'll go to Joanne and then I got to turn it over to Ophelia because I have a couple questions for you, Ophelia. Let's go Samantha, rapid fire.
Rapid fire, I'll make it quick. I'm new on the team. I've been moving through my 30-day checklist and it makes me sweat. But Elias, I hear your voice that you don't want to hear my bullshit, so I keep going. And yesterday I had a moment where my neighbor, I live in a small apartment complex and we've all lived here for a while. And my neighbor downstairs came over to my car and I rolled down my window and I thought about Elias, your story about how that's how you got your first listing.
Yeah.
And so we were striking up conversation because someone's moving out of our building. And I said, you know, we're paying into our landlord's retirement fund. Have you ever thought of buying? And she was like, yeah, actually, we don't have a realtor, but we've thought about it. And I was like, let me leave my business card for you under your mat and let's start talking about it. So that was huge. You inspire me, Elias. I hear you loud and clear. You don't want my bullshit. So thank you.
Well, I appreciate that because I had someone and I still have someone that is in my head and will always be in my head. And so hopefully I could be that little voice of reason or that voice of push that you guys need in times of need. So Samantha, I appreciate that sentiment. Let's go Cynthia Jackson and then Joanne, you are on deck. And then don't go too far, Ophelia. Let's go Cynthia.
Good morning, everybody. Well, so it was something you said to me, or you said to us in the group about conversation, right? And so I just couldn't sit by and just, you know, not say something about the conversations I've had this week. They have been amazing. So I have a lot to share actually, but I'm just going to share. I'm just going to touch on all of them. So the first thing I want to share is the fact that I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating because I didn't share this before, that I had just this week, I got confirmation that I'm cancer free. So yes, yes. So the motivation
If we don't
is
come
up.
off of mute and celebrate her, like,
No,
come on.
everybody, hold on.
Oh my God,
Like,
I
thank you.
Let's go, you guys. Let's hear it
Oh
loud
my
and clear.
goodness,
Loud and
yes.
clear.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
That is awesome.
Congratulations.
Happy for
Don't
you.
make me cry. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I'm trying not to cry.
I got goosebumps. I got goosebumps. And I know this hits for Nicole. I know Brandy, you know, had her battle with cancer. Other people on this call, like, thank you for sharing. And back to you, Cynthia. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. Anyway, don't make me cry. Because they're really tears of joy. I you guys don't know me yet, but you're learning, right? I don't sweat shit. You know that. Because at the end of the day, when I was told that there was even a chance that it could be, I just said, okay, well, until it's confirmed, I'm just gonna keep pushing, keep moving forward. So I'm showing up in the office and I'm doing all of my shit because until you tell me that it is what it is, it doesn't matter to me. Really. I don't take that in. I don't embrace it. I don't give it any energy. Let's tell me what it is, right? So when they said it's not, I expected it to not be, right? It's me. It can't happen, right? It's not that it can't, but I'm not accepting that because I got too much to do. So that note, of course, I've already been taking action steps, but this has been an amazing week. That was the start. That was the beginning of it. So I got my headshot done. I love the pictures. I'm just ready to start blasting them all over the place. That's one thing. I got a pre-approval, or one of my clients got a pre-approval. So I'm ready to get her moving. We're going to start looking for something for her. So I'm excited about that. Thank you, everybody. Oh my God. Conversation with my brother, who's also a realtor. And, you know, I'm telling him there's so much stuff, there's all this stuff for me to do. And he said, I want you to stop right there. He said, the thing that you have is the gift of gab. Use it. Use that gift. And so I've been talking anyway, but I just had like probably about 20 conversations this week. And one of the conversations I had with my daughter, and she moved on she's moving out of state. So I got a referral. Thank you, Elias, for that. So Elias put the shout out, and folks just started calling from all over the place. I was able to interview those people. That felt really good because it gave me a chance to exercise what I already know and add some of the new stuff to it. I had conversations with people that are in the market that want to know, what's happening in the market, and I tell them what's happening in the market. And the conversation was so good, but I took it a step further, Elias. I said to them in the group, I said to them, hey, so if you were to rate the information that I shared with you on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate what I just shared with you? He was a good friend, so I respect his opinion. And he said, really it was a 5, but I don't want to tell you that because at a 5, then there's no room for growth. So I'm going to give you a 4.5. And I said, okay. I said, would you buy? I said, if you're in the market, he is in the market. I said, would you choose me as your realtor? He was like, who else is there? Of course I would. And so then I was like, oh, great. I said, why? And he said, because I trust you.
Wow.
Major, really important. And let's see. And I wanted to share a really quick story about the power of relationships and particularly lender relationships. When we're out there getting to know the people, the lenders that we're in communication with, we have to have really good, strong relationships. Because when I was back in the day when I was doing loans, I had a client that desperately needed to refinance their house. They were normally AP paper people, but unfortunately had some misfortune. And they had 2 properties at 1.2 million, and this was 20 years ago. Nobody would touch them with a long handle spoon at all. So they were technically D-paper people, meaning that their credit was poor. Because of my relationship with the lender, a lender took them and refinanced both of their properties. So those relationships are really important. That whatever the relationship is, that we really build strong relationships. And I think that's it for now. That's enough.
So, let's continue to send love and positive energy. But a couple things just happened in the last 4 minutes of Cynthia talking. By a show of hands, how many people have never met Cynthia? Just give me an emoji on the screen because I'll be able to look at everyone's emoji. Who has never met Cynthia in person? Please just give me an emoji on the screen. I'll allow those to start appearing. Okay, cool. So I'd say probably a majority of the people have not met you in person. All right. Now lower your hands.
Oh, I'll do mine too.
I love the interaction. No. Well, Cynthia, the question's about you. You know yourself. All right. But let's go a little bit further. How many people now feel, even though they've never met Cynthia, how many of you feel connected to her? Please raise your hand or give me an emoji if you feel connected to her. I personally do. I haven't met her, but I personally feel super, super connected.
Wow.
Here's the thing that she did. She told her personal story, but then she also told us a couple other stories about her consumer, about her relationship, about her daughter. Everything that she just told was a story. It was a story. And if you guys can get in the habit of connecting people through story, I promise you it's a game changer in your business, because the shortest distance between 2 human beings is a story. And she did that so perfectly and so eloquently, and you let us in and you got us emotional, and then you told us more stories, and your trust just was built within this group, and the way that people connected with you has just grown in this group. So I'm sending you huge congratulations on the great news. If you don't mind, I'm actually going to make a video about that today, but I want to encourage you to make a video about that. I want to encourage you to share this with the world, because this information is going to give one person hope. It's going to give one person hope. Maybe somebody is in the thick of it right now, right? Look at Nicole Penland. She was on calls while she was in the hospital a few months back, in her own battle. Brandy on the call has gone through her own battle with cancer. Other people on this call with family members or personal, like that hits. And so you sharing that story is going to help one person. And I promise you this, it will help more than one person. So Cynthia, thank you for sharing. She is cancer-free. Congratulations. Let's go over to Joanne. Joanne, I know it's a hard act to follow, especially on something like that, but let's go to you. What action did you take and what were the results this week? Let's go.
All right. So I reconnected with a past client who I had helped with my previous brokerage. And interestingly, so I did get him through social media, even though he was my neighbor also. He had followed all my Facebook posts, and I had made a reel about a fixer in Orinda, and he reached out to me because of that. And I was really floored because when I worked with him previously, my previous broker kind of took him on. She took him on as her own client rather than helping me with him. So I was really amazed that he reached back out to me instead of reaching out to her, because she did help him with a couple of transactions previously. So anyway, he reached out and said, I'm interested in this house that you posted about. And so I was pretty excited about that, because I had gone to this house not even realizing, that, it was lower priced in the area. I knew that it was a fixer, but it was not pretty inside. But I made the video anyway, because usually we want to make videos about pretty houses, right? And this house was not pretty inside. But that's what he liked. That's what he's looking for, is a fixer. So he reached out to me, and then I just basically have been keeping in contact with him for the past month and a half or so, just checking back with him. He'd asked me about some roofing information. I basically went into the Slack, found some roofing information that Kenny had posted for somebody else, copied and pasted it into a text for him. Here's some roofing companies that our brokerage uses. Our team has had good experiences with them. Then checked back with him. Hey, did you happen to reach out to them? Just want to make sure you had a good experience. Then he reached back out to me and said, hey, I saw there's another fixer on the market. Have you seen it yet? And I said, I haven't, but I was thinking about going tomorrow if you want to come with me. And he said, sure, let's go. So I wasn't planning on going. I actually didn't have room in my schedule. I changed my schedule around, scheduled that showing, and texted him back and said, does this time work for you? And he said, sure. So we went to see this house. While we were there, somebody else was there, just kind of looking at it and said, oh, can I come in with you? Can I come in with you guys? And I said, sure, come on in. So we went all in together, and they said, hey, I'm looking for a fixer too. I don't have a realtor. So would you be able to help me too? So it was like all of these small things combined, they kind of up, and now I have a new client that I'm working with. I've already been emailing back and forth with her this week. First hard to find, but I'm gonna keep on looking, and I'll hopefully find it for her. So I'm super excited about that. And again, it all goes back to social media. This was my neighbor, but he didn't know I was getting into real estate until he saw my videos.
Wow. I love it. I love the action. I love the story, Joanne. Congrats to you. Great stuff, you guys. God, I'm loving this conversation. I'm going to go over to Ophelia before she starts driving again. I think she just dropped off Angelo. I'll get to you in just a second, Joellen. Thank you, everyone that has already contributed. But I had a couple quick questions for you, Ophelia. I saw that you went to a meeting, and I was curious to know, is that meeting about the potential city that is being talked about in Solano County, the utopian city? Is that what that meeting was about? I think I saw some of the slides. And then also, you have a new listing that you were out, you and Aaron Chris knocking on doors. So talk to me about those two things, because you've had some massive wins this week. So let's go, Ophelia.
Yes, so it is about California Forever. This meeting was the group that's opposing California Forever. So it's always good to hear both sides, right? I'm still not too sure. I hear both. So in this particular one, they brought up very good points. It is farmland. It is considered dry, so they don't use irrigation. They use mostly water. It is responsible for our local grains, beef, and I forgot the third one. But as they have California Forever's come in and bought these lands, they're going to have to migrate out, right? And so the concern is that, number one. Number two, the water supply. Berryessa now is in talks that 75% of it now, I think they want to direct it to Sacramento, and we're already hurting for water. So that was something that was talked about before California Forever, but now that California Forever is coming, that's a big concern. That's 400,000 more people that they are claiming, California Forever, that will be housed, right? That the infrastructure too, Highway 12 is narrow, it's only 2 lanes, and it gets very crowded and it gets very congested. So, I mean, amongst other things that they brought up, I like to, the local farm, I forgot if he was a local farmer or not, but he had a lot of information about Rio Vista, how they did the same thing in Rio Vista. They tried to expand. California Forever is also encroaching a bit too much close to Travis Air Force Base, where they lift off and they land. So in the future, even though that's going to be affecting, and I think they're trying to renegotiate that, affecting Travis Air Force Base landing, but that noise pollution is going to be pretty close to that. So amongst that, it was really good. I still need to go to California for the pros so I can really hear all about it. So.
Yeah, like hearing the position, right? Like we can see it from a realtor standpoint and how it impacts the economy, but there's local residents that truly have a stance on this, and so it was cool to hear. And that's why I wanted to ask. Let's talk a little bit about your listing and how many doors that you knocked. Let's talk about those two things.
So it's 180 East Tenny's. We're debating on how to pronounce that street, but Tenny's Drive in Benicia, Aaron and I. So it's Aaron's listing, and I came in and helped him out on this one. So we're co-listing it together. I was ambitious. I was like, we're going to do 100 doors. So I think we did 35 about. And Anna came with us. She was just a motivation, to be honest with you. There was some reservation at first. I'm like, come on, guys. And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. I did maybe like 2 or 3 doors, and then Aaron started getting in there. Anna started getting into it. Then it just became like, okay, your turn. Towards the end, though, I was getting a little delirious. Somebody was cooking, and I was like, oh, it smells like you have lasagna in there. She's like, no, honey, it's like chicken and vegetables. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hungry. And then Aaron started to see my decline. I started getting grumpy. My back started to hurt. My legs, I'm like, wow, I feel so old right now. It was not cool, but we had a lot of conversations. We're expecting many neighbors to show up tonight. So
Snacks in your cooler, in your trunk, in your car.
Girl, I felt like I needed some Bengay later. I was like, I need, my lower back hurts. No, really.
She still went out there and did it no matter what. So I love that. And I love the community involvement, right? You guys, if you have an opportunity to go to your local meetings, council meetings, city meetings, marketing meetings at your local board, get involved in those conversations, because it only gives you more visibility, gives you great stuff to talk about on social media. And then I would personally, if I was you, Ophelia, I'd make a video about, all right, guys, if you've heard about this California Forever, here's what the opposition is saying. I want to hear your thoughts in the chat down below. It's a good video.
Yeah, that's something I'm really working on. Just getting all my notes together so I don't misspeak, right? And something that I had in my notes. I did want to say that I did get a lot inquiries about how do we get in these rooms, right? So I will be posting soon how I was aware of this information, and it's mostly at the board. So Northern Solano County Association is heavy on notifying us. But this one particular is from Solano Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, because again, they're more the community, the people. So that's how I was able to find out about the opposition one. So just make sure to be following local groups, but I'll be sending that information out there. And then just one last thing I want to add, just switching gears. You guys, it's very true to have a good lender on your side. I've been in situations where lenders have really messed it up for us. So I heard the sentiment here with lenders. Here in Solano County, I'm usually with Mark, and he's really good at these open houses. This man can really sell snow to a snowman. Let me put it to you that way. But a good lender will put you up to as a realtor, and you guys come in as a team and collaborate. That's awesome. So just want to let you guys know, if you guys need a lender up here in Solano County, we have Mark up here, and then I know in Contra Costa we have Christina and Stephanie. So all right, y'all. That's
Love it. I appreciate it. And yeah, you guys check your local bulletins, right? For your local boards, your local city meetings, your local chamber of commerce, and just go and reserve tickets and get in those rooms. So good stuff. Let's go to Joellen, and then we'll start to come full circle on this conversation. Joellen.
And then don't forget to take all that information and drop it in the next door where your neighbors live, because they want to know too. So a couple of wins this week. I got into escrow on 2 houses that were up day and night conversations. One moving from Hawaii, closing his condo consecutively with his house here in Cameron Park. Also, I launched my very own networking group called Foothill Fusion here in El Dorado. And we had a very good turnout, and people were so excited and said, this is exactly what we need. So it's going to be monthly networking events at the Moonraker. And then I think we're going to do one in Taylor's area. So we're just going to go back and forth.
Absolutely love it. Love that you're creating your own networking group. You guys, every single one of you have an ability to do that. You just
and
have
can
to.
I mention, and it's not like a BNI where you can only have one realtor. This is connect hearts, empowering each other, growth from different industries, from senior healthcare, realtors, lenders, flower designer, all these different types of industries. And I have 10 people on the board, and then we'll each host monthly.
God, I absolutely love this. Congratulations.
Thank
and
you.
listen, Joellen, while I have you and while I have Sierra, I want to congratulate you because I haven't sent the notification out, but I am today. Both of you achieved Hustlers Lunch, and Hustlers Lunch is going to be next Wednesday. It's going to be in downtown Pleasanton. This is consecutive back-to-back for Sierra, and the numbers just got produced yesterday. For you, Joellen, you were the top in March for conversations, and Sierra was the top for doors knocked for all the people that tracked in the home tracker in our team. So congratulations to both of you. I love seeing that.
And one more thing, I've been committed to my 10,000 steps a day. And I've been tracking it all too. So
all right, give us the flex then. Give us the flex. That's right. That's right.
Thank you,
good
guys.
stuff. Good stuff. Well, congratulations on all the success. And also, Brandy, I don't know if you have an opportunity to grab the mic. I saw you out there door knocking yesterday, shot a reel at a local place. It is the best donut shop in her area that is actually in close proximity to the open house that she's doing this weekend. And she door knocked with the kids. Is that right?
Yep, we door knocked, and it was amazing. Actually, I thought one lady was going to come home with me. I was like, all right, let's go.
So how was it received? I mean, you're talking about your open house. You brought the kids. It's really hard to be rude to somebody if they have their kids with them. So tell me a little bit about that experience and how many doors did you actually knock?
It was an amazing experience. Yeah, I think it definitely, like you said, I think people were like, oh, her kids. Like one lady was told my son, like, oh, you have a really nice mommy. And he's like, I know. But no, it was great. The conversations were great, and a lot of people were it's an elderly neighborhood, or mostly an elderly neighborhood, I should say. But for the ones that answered the door, it was very like, no sales, I'm not interested, I'm not looking to sell my house. And I was like, no, I'm just here to invite you over for some donuts. So, like, come to the open house. Like, so, and they were like, it totally switched. I could see their face relax. It totally switched the conversation. And then I think they saw the kids and was like, oh, okay. Because if I was there to sell them really something, I doubt I'd be out there like with my kids, looking more serious. So it helped bring more of my personality and like what more I'm about. And I even had a conversation with the gardener. So that was nice. He took my info and said he'd share some of my flyers. I went to the local donut shop and they have my flyers in there. So it was a great experience.
Yeah, and really, really good stuff. And I love all the action that you're taking. To answer Samantha's question, I'm actually going to drop something in the chat below. I've done this a couple times, so let me just do it again so you guys have it. I'll mark it in there. Let's go here, file location. All right, cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'll hook you up, Samantha, but I want to show everybody what this actually is, and I'll be adding to this as we grow. All right, so here is a copy of it's a just sold door knocking script, another door knocking script, an open house door knocking script, an open house follow-up, phone call script, buyer script with no inventory, handwritten cards, what to write. And there's a couple sample videos of how to use those scripts. So I'll share this in the chat below. You guys can also find this in Fast Class. Let me put this here. Anyone with the link, copy link. Boom, bam, you have it. Please do not manipulate this in any way, shape, or form, but I did make a copy just in case somebody happens to do that. Now you haven't submitted this, so have fun with that. So let's do this, you guys. Let's go full circle. Let's get a couple key takeaways from people on the call today. Christina Montiel, let's hear from you. Key takeaways from the call today. What inspired you? What was the takeaway from you? Let's go.
Good morning, family. Wow, so many good stuff. Just want to say, Ophelia, I am just vibing here with you because my mom also is a cancer survivor and I know what it's like. So that said a lot for me. So that was here for you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for allowing us to get to know you a little more.
Cynthia, not Ophelia, but
oh, Cynthia, I'm sorry. I'm so bad with the name.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
And no, I love that. I love that. I mean, Erica with her trip and her loving the natural eggs. I love that. So it reminded me of my childhood, you know, that's what we had back in the day. I'm so old, but yeah, that's what it is. But and Elias also pushing us to be better, you know, sometimes we have bad weeks and I do hear his voice as well. Sometimes in my ear, like, get up, keep going, just do it. So besides you being a brother to all of us, a coach to all of us, like our papa too, because we hear you telling us don't stop. And yes, I'm just happy to be here in this coaching team.
Well, I appreciate you. And listen, I have bad days, right? I have bad days too. But, you know, to quote Tom Brady once again, like, you have to fight yourself. Right? You have to fight yourself. There's times where I'm tired. There's times where I don't want to do the things that I know that I need to do, but I have a responsibility to myself and to others. And so I fight through that. And there was a time where I did not fight through it. And I allowed that to, I'll call out sick, right? Or I won't go into the office, or I'll make some fucking excuses to cancel meetings. Like, there was a time where I lived like that and it was unhappy. It was unhappy. So I appreciate that. And I had somebody in my voice, or a voice in my head as well. So thank you. Let's go, Jacob. Key takeaways from our time together today. And we'll end with Stephanie. Jacob, key takeaways from our time together. Big dog, let's hear from you.
Yeah, the most inspirational thing was definitely Cynthia. I mean, that kind of made me choke up a little bit. It was really inspiring. I just felt really happy for her. So that was like one of the main things I got out of it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. You guys, my buddy was a quadriplegic. You've heard me talk about him before. Jersey Tom had cancer that wrapped around the top part of the spine, left him completely paralyzed from the neck down for 7 months. And he ended up being able to beat it and walk out of the hospital. And he got a tattoo years later, and it said that life's not a dress rehearsal. He's like, every day that I have an opportunity to stand, to breathe air, to hug my family, to walk, he's like, I'm just grateful for that. So let that be an inspiration for all of us to not waste this day, not waste tomorrow, because you guys have an opportunity. If you have the health, you have the legs, then fucking move those things. So good stuff, Jacob. I appreciate that. Let's end with Stephanie. Stephanie, key takeaways from our time together today. We will wrap sesh.
So yeah, very inspiring, Cynthia and Elias. I'm glad you just mentioned that because it actually just reminded me. So my best friend had breast cancer. She was diagnosed when we were in our 20s. We both have 2 little kids, and that totally changed my perspective on life. You know, every day is truly a blessing, right? Every day we're so, like, we take everything for granted, and you don't realize how much we take for granted until things like that happen, right? And so just remember, we're in these positions to help our communities, okay? It is our job. Take every day, work it to the fullest. Get out there, preach about home ownership. You know, we got programs all day long. The money store is here for you guys. And like they said, your lender is super important because your weakest link
You're only as strong as your weakest link, right? So you got to make sure that you're working with a solid lender that can problem solve and can get things done for you, because sometimes these loans, it's like a Rubik's Cube. We got to make sure that we can find the perfect way to make it work, right? But just know having that lender on your side is super important, and just get out there, take advantage. And I hope everyone has an amazing weekend, right? It's our Monday, so get out there and get some business, everyone. Let's hustle.
So Cynthia, if you have a contribution that's less than 30 seconds, let's go back to you, Cynthia. You had your hand up, and thank you, Stephanie. I'm trying to find that mute button. We'll give it 5 more seconds. It's all right. It's all right. Listen, you've left us with so much great stuff already. Check out the event right down below. Nicole wants us all to celebrate her birthday in the office. So you guys, thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for filling my cup. Thank you for being amazing human beings. Now go out there and allow your actions to speak louder than your words. Stop talking about success. Show them what you truly, truly want to achieve in this life, and all of your actions will back that up. So I don't have any more time to get any of the contributions. We're going to end session now. But as always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision. Have an amazing day, everybody. Peace.